bullshitters, social media. A few weeks ago, LinkedIn was buzzing with this very amusing experiment. These AI lemmings, you know who I'm talking about, the full-time self-promoters, part-time futurists, and zero-time doers were gushing about, these sheeples were gushing about how ChatGPT was capturing their essence in few words and rendering their self-portraits. And they were talking about these self-portraits as if this was a Sistine Chapel of self-portraits, except drawn by prompt engineering. So in a moment of weakness, I caved in. Against my better judgment, I asked ChatGPT to describe me and draw my caricature. The great reveal, ChatGPT thinks that I am a middle-aged white male at a command center with commands all over my walls and on post-its. White male in a command center. The only person who would clap her hands with delight with this caricature of male white Anita would be my grandmother. That would be a great upgrade. And her gene pool spawned a white male. My grandmother, she was a 4 feet, 5-inch, petite, very pretty woman. And if you ever asked her how many children she had, she would say, I delivered 5 sons. As if it was a badge of honor of a baby making process. By the way, she gave birth to 2 daughters, they didn't come. And so when my parents informed her that my mother had given birth to a second girl child, a granddaughter who was a few shades darker than the first granddaughter, she looked at me as if my parents, her son, had taken pity on me, adopted me from the streets, and she had nothing to do with me. That white male Anita would have been a better upgrade. Come on, folks, let me ask you this. How many of you remember before you were born, filling out a form with options, with check boxes, with options to select your body parts, the color of your skin, your eyes, your gender, your race, your religion? Anyone? I thought so. But the bias from ChatGPT explained to me why corporate America and I didn't tango. You know that dance where they tell you to jump and instead of asking why, you have to say how high? Corporate America. Many years ago, after graduating from business school, I was hired by a global corporate firm in New York City. And I was so proud of myself, like, yay, I'm going places. But I was very disillusioned. After a couple of years, I decided to move on. And as I was saying my farewell, bidding goodbye to folks, one of the executive assistants pulled me aside and she said, after giving me all the compliments and everything, she said, I'm glad you're leaving. Because you did not have a shot at making it top in this organization. I'm like, why? Of course, I had to ask the question, why? And she goes, you did not have a godfather. Let me be careful. Let me also say, a godmother does not count. I was not sure whether she was giving me career advice or giving me hints on which corporate mafia rings to kiss, or she was just merely auditioning for the Sopranos. Don't know. But clearly ChatGPT thought I was a middle-aged white male. However, that still did not give me ins into the good old white boys network. There is no women's network. There is no godmother. I wonder why there's no godmother. However, if this was India, I'm sure there'd be both, and the good old aunties would be controlling and running the show. Well, let me tell you how corporate America works, what corporate America is. It is a pack of packs, and almost always, the alpha of the pack is almost always a white male. Sometimes the IT department has a brown alpha. But the brown don't count. So somehow this pack of packs mentality has moved to Washington, D.C. And the alpha of all packs is in the White House. America, your favorite superhero, Elon Musk, is no longer there to solve this problem. However, there are 2.5 billion people on the other side of the globe who forgot to mark the white skin color check box on the intake form. We will very gladly help you out. And you know what? We will use ChatGPT to wrap it around with the word salad to make it look all white male American. Well, isn't it funny that we all take the word diarrhea from ChatGPT so seriously and adopt it so seriously, so much so that we tell our doc, sorry doc, I'd rather believe this chatbot. At least it has correct grammar, it is empathetic, and it agrees with me. And it's even more funny that we trust this word diarrhea generated by a computer program, written by humans, than humans themselves. And it's even more amusing that these computer programs are generating this word diarrhea on all the biased information, and yet we are shocked when the output is biased. It's like putting in pickle juice and expecting champagne, or feeding a bull with stale meat or stale food and then expecting its shit to smell like Coco Chanel's Mademoiselle. Well, anyhow, ChatGPT may think I'm a middle-aged white male. The truth is, I am an unapologetic brown bitch. Wait. That bitch is an acronym for babe in total control of herself.